There is a question I kept asking myself over and over again. On late nights, when I sat there holding my phone, waiting for a message that I knew would never come. Why was I suffering so much over someone I didn't even truly know? Back then, I used to comfort myself with a line. If love doesn't hurt, then it's not love. It sounded deep, but in reality, I was just rationalizing a painful loop I didn't know how to escape. Do you know this feeling? You wake up in the morning and they're already in your mind before you even brush your teeth. In the middle of a meal, you wonder what they might be doing right now. At night, you create entire conversations in your head. You say this, they reply that, and somehow you find yourself smiling, alone in the dark. It's like watching a movie where you are both the director and the main character. And the strange part is, the other person doesn't even know they're playing a role in that movie. I had a close friend back in high school. She liked a coworker for almost 2 years. She knew he drank black coffee without sugar. She knew that shy smile when someone complimented him. She even knew that small scar on his chin was from a childhood fall. But she didn't know how he treated his family. She didn't know how he handled things when life didn't go his way. She didn't know whether he was truly kind or just polite. Most of what she knew was something she filled in herself. When he was distant, maybe he's just shy. When he didn't text first, he must be busy. When he smiled more with others, maybe I'm just not interesting enough. Every sign was bent to fit the perfect image she had built in her head. Those 2 years, she didn't love him. She loved the version of him she created. And of course, those two were completely different people. I was exactly the same. There was a time I cared about someone so much, I would reread every message they sent, again and again, trying to find meaning, trying to find something that was never really there. And then, feeling satisfied with conclusions I made up myself. Looking back, it's both funny and a little sad. I didn't love them. I loved the story I told myself about them. This is what I want to say clearly. That feeling, your heart racing when you see their name pop up, your mind circling around them all day, that is not always love. Sometimes it's just your mind dreaming. And that dream, no matter how sweet, can trap you in a very dark place that you mistake for something romantic. People often say marriage is the grave of love. I don't think so anymore. Real closeness doesn't kill love. It kills the illusions we built. And sometimes, those illusions were what we called love in the first place, not the person. Why do we fall into this so easily? I used to think I was weak, too sensitive, or simply foolish. But that's not it. The answer lies much deeper. Imagine a child crying, and no one comes. No one asks, "What are you afraid of?" No one holds them and says, "It's okay, I'm here." So the child learns to imagine, to create a world where everything is okay, where someone loves them, where they are seen. That's not weakness, that's survival. But then that child grows up, and the habit stays. Every time life feels heavy, lonely, uncomfortable, they go back into that imagined world, back into a perfect person they created. And when they meet someone real, with just one gentle smile, or one sentence at the right moment, the story begins again. And then one day, reality shows up. That person has bad days, gets irritated, acts selfish, just human. And suddenly, everything collapses. Not because you lost them, but because you lost the version you created. That pain is real, but its source is not them. I'm not saying this to judge anyone. It took me years to see this in myself. And when I did, it didn't feel good. Because when you're inside it, you don't see dreaming. You see love. You feel everything, deeply. And those feelings are real. But the real question is not, do they deserve me? Or should I continue? The real question is, what do I actually need? Because most of the time, that daydreaming is not about them. It's about you, a part of you that wants to be seen, to be cared for, to be loved in a way you may have never fully received. Stepping out of that loop doesn't mean becoming cold. It doesn't mean giving up on love. It just means learning to love what is real. Real conversations with awkward silence. Real relationships where you see both the good and the flaws and still choose to stay. Feelings not built on waiting, but built on presence. Two people actually there. That is real love. Quieter, less dramatic, but it nourishes you instead of just filling a temporary emptiness. And if today you find yourself in that loop, waiting, dreaming, hurting for someone you don't truly know, be gentle with yourself. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You're human. You're just looking for love. And your mind is doing its best to find it, the only way it learned how. The only question now is, are you willing to try a different way?